Right off the bat, big thanks to riFTy for coming up with this new and easier method of performing Duke Skip. Previously, you had to manually time your initial landing onto the railing, readjust your position, and then time another roll in order to perform the skip. But that all changed with the new implementation of this item. First, let's show you the entire skip. Let's break it down into 4 parts so it's a bit easier to process. As a disclaimer, all footage involving the game's HUD for visual cues was recorded with the default HUD size of 1.0, so if you're on the remaster and it's not that, you might not see the intended results. Before we get started, there are 2 mechanics that you'll have to know about before we actually start getting down to the different steps of the skip. The first of which being camera alignment using your controller's analog stick. As you can see on the controller display, by pressing down on your right analog stick, your camera centers itself towards the direction the player character is facing. When pulling the lever, input an R3 press to center your camera and then aim down sight with your bow. This leads us to our next mechanic. As you can see, normally, your character is able to roll freely in whichever way you input a direction, but this changes once you aim with the bow. Your character is locked into a 4-way rolling system that we will use in order to have a consistent setup for the next step. Using the mechanics we just learned, upon pulling the lever, we will center our camera with R3, and then aim down sight with the bow. This will allow us to perform 3 directional rolls, which will allow us to land right onto the railing of the descending platform. The next step involves rotating the camera in order to get a proper lineup for the final step of the skip. If you still have your HUD set to the default size of 1.0, you can line up the ammo HUD with this brown line on the wall within the yellow marking displayed on the screen. For the 4th and final part of the skip, you'll be looking for the visual cue of this decorative knob. It's located on the first railing directly after the gray stone wall ends, so keep an eye out for it. As soon as you see it, you should immediately roll, and if everything else was performed correctly, you will land on the railing and will have successfully performed Duke Skip.